Dude, this yeah, hell of a week, man. One of my favorite weeks of the year when they announced the Hall of Fame inductees, and we'll get into it. But yeah, got lots to say on that. Yeah, lots of great stories this week, man. Really looking forward to getting into it. So thanks everybody for joining us, and as always, do appreciate it so much. Please tell a friend, and as you know, this is your one stop for all the jaw dropping articles and events of the week and insightful news. I guess
That yes,
insightful
insights.
commentary. Yeah, there you go.
True that. Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
So,
Sure enough, right out of the gate. Let's get this out of the way there,
oh
Doc.
my gosh.
Well, I know this. Yeah, this is one of your favorite topics. It's the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and I think it was Monday night or no, what Sunday night. The inductees were named on what that one of those singing shows. Which one? What?
American Idol, yeah.
American Idol. Okay, I'm sorry, brain fart. But yeah, so they were listed, and of course, it's mostly a disappointment with a few surprises in there. But man, you wanna put in your 2 cents here to start out with, maybe on the performer category.
This is it's an institution that I have revered, and it's my reverence is quickly dwindling. I just it seems to me. Well, first of all, just before we get into it, they had 15 nominees, I believe. And as we stated in when they announced the nominees, they normally allow six performers. They have other categories. They get people in the back door and stuff, and we'll get into that. But it's
Mm-hmm.
usually six. And I've always thought that was too much. That things are getting watered down. And boy, they are going in a different direction than I think they should. They've eight in the performer category alone. Early influences they've expanded. It's like every category they've expanded. And to me, that's not the point of the Hall of Fame. The Hall of Fame should be more exclusive, not more
Yeah.
inclusive.
No,
And I know that's what
exactly.
they're trying to do and make everybody happy, but it's the Hall of Fame. It's not the Hall of okay. It's not the Hall of we've heard of you. It's the Hall of Fame. This is for
Excellence.
the
Yes.
top notch. This is for
Yes.
and to
Yes.
have you're what 40 years into it now, almost 39 years into it, and you got eight. It's just too much. It's getting totally watered down, and
Yeah.
and the
Yeah.
list of people going in is evidence to that. So, um, yeah, well,
I,
I'll get into the performers. Couple obviously well deserved. There always are a couple, but starting off with the hip hop acts, you remember that Tribe Called Quest and Eric B and Rakim were the two that were nominated. And I predicted Eric B and Rakim. I was totally wrong. They went Tribe Called Quest, so I missed that one. But so Tribe Called Quest got in. This is their third nomination, and finally got in. Um, Cool in the Gang. This is where they're getting too watered down, man. Cool in
mm-hmm.
the Gang.
Yeah.
Dude, come on, cool in it. Celebrate good times. Come on. All right. Great song at weddings and events and whatever. But Hall of Fame, what else?
Yeah. Where where's your stairway to heaven, man?
I don't,
Where's
I
your
don't get it.
legendary body of work that should be, a prerequisite
Yeah.
for even being considered? I mean, I'm sorry, one or two hits, yeah, you talk about watered down.
There's
And
nothing groundbreaking there. Just
yeah.
total pop, middle of the road. Nothing, excuse me, nothing
And
special about it.
yeah, on my list here, they've got one of them is Mary J. Blige.
Mary J.
Uh, uh,
Blige.
what are you kidding? What really? Wow. I To
Yeah, it's on the
somebody, she
level
must
with
be a legend,
Janet Jackson to me. I just don't see either one of them worthy. And I am all about all the branches of the tree.
Hmm.
It's not about genre to me so much. It's just
You're even into the roots too of the tray,
yeah.
kind of
I mean,
deal.
like I said, I'm okay with everybody from all different genres, but you got to have some merit, man. It's not it doesn't seem to be on merit as much. I don't know what it's on anymore. Just trying to it's getting political, and the people have been complaining that not enough women have been represented. So the last few years, they've really been focusing on that, and I don't know.
Next
Another
up,
one. Let's see. Share.
share.
Okay,
Yeah.
share.
Uh,
Man,
Well, you could say,
Longevity and just pop
longevity,
culture
the hits
reference.
in the 60s were
Yeah,
excellent. Then she went nuts on her own and had some hits. And then she was banging that big gun on the warship. And then it all went downhill. I don't know. But all that, she was pretty, they were pretty consistent on the transistor radio back in the days. Yeah, I go back to those. I'm old enough for that. We used to walk into town with our, even have our transistor radios going, AM.
right.
So, and she was, so yeah, longevity
Yeah,
wise,
just as pop culture reference and nothing else.
and
I'm okay with that.
she's been in this scene forever, for decades. She's still around, and she's been here
True.
since the '60s. So yeah, you gotta give her that for at
And
least
she was married to Greg
longevity.
Allman, so there's a couple points
Hey,
right
yeah,
there.
yeah, indeed.
Yeah, so Mary J. Blige, Dave Matthews Band.
Nah,
They were nominated a few years back, and were actually received the top fan vote, but didn't get in that year. And now
really?
they've got in this
Wow.
year. So
He should get the
Dave Matthews
sanitation
Band,
award. Yeah, the
yeah,
sanitation award for Dave. Give them the special Rock and Roll Hall of Fame sanitation award and move on. And that's a deep story, so if you don't know it, we'll just move on. But yeah, sanitation.
um,
Foreigner. Hey, wow. Foreigner. Now this is going to be a conundrum, Dr. Rooney, and let me tell you why. Well, who the hell's going to show up? Is what's for? Yeah, yeah. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, this is another one of those bands that no longer has an original member to it. So I imagine while the old geezers of the original Foreigner, however many are left, are up there accepting the award, the actual Foreigner today could be out doing a gig that night. So it's a very conundrum type of
yeah,
goofy
they've
thing.
had that happen with different bands, and they've pretty much had the excuse me the present band play, and then sometimes they'll incorporate the older guys in there, and sometimes they don't. So we'll see. But yeah, Lou Graham's still out there doing the cruise kind of thing, right? The
Uh
boat
huh.
cruise kind of
Oh
thing.
yeah,
He's
he just
popping up
did
on
one
those.
recently. Yeah.
So I'm sure he'll show up, but will he perform? I don't know. Mick Jones, is he capable of performing? I don't know. I don't even know how many of the other guys are still around. I know a couple of them passed, but
They're gonna have the today Foreigner behind them playing their hits that they can
right.
no longer hit while they're up on at the podium saying thank you so much. They're behind us playing. Sort of like a Guess Who situation. It's like creepy as hell. Moving
Yeah, as
on.
far as on their
Ah,
merit, Foreigner, yeah, I don't know.
yeah,
I'd
a
have been
lot of big
okay if they were
hits.
still out too. I mean,
A
I
lot
don't
of
know.
big hits for the original guys. So that's okay. They had a pretty steady stream of hits through probably a couple of decades. So
Well, they
speak
did kind of, relative to past years, I think they were a little heavy in the rock genre. So the next one, Peter Frampton.
bingo, bam, bingo,
So
bongo, bango. Good old Peter Frampton from, of course, I first got introduced to him on Humble Pie's "Rockin' the Fillmore" album, where he was the guitarist, and holy schmokums, what a great album that is! And then, of course, he went solo with his Frampton's Camel and all that stuff, and then he put
right.
out the most probably mega live album ever in the history of the universe. So
But
he
then that's
did pretty
kind of
good.
it. I mean, yeah, I have like 3 or 4 of his albums. Actually, I'm a bit of a Frampton fan, but to be Hall of Fame worthy, yeah,
Uh,
I'm really
we,
on the border with him. You remember
huh?
when we did the show, I thought he was kind of maybe the dark horse pick that might get in there, and sure enough, he did. But I
Man,
don't know. To me, is he on the same level as like the Who? And I know, but I don't know.
no,
Where,
no,
where,
no, but
I don't know. I wish I
yeah.
knew exactly where their bar was at. It's just I don't know.
Well, yeah, yeah. Well, it's better than Cool in the Gang anyway.
It's
We
better
talked
cool in the
about
game. Get
them.
that right.
We'll move on. Oh, look at here.
And then the
He's
big one in the
the
performer
big one.
category. He's in
Thank you.
twice now.
Sharon!
Ozzy,
Sharon! It's
Ozzy
Ozzy.
Osbourne, first
Ozzy
metal guy in
Osbourne.
twice. He's in with Sabbath, and now as a solo artist. Which to me, that should have been a long time ago. I mean, musically, yeah, well, a
Right,
few
right.
years back, remember Randy Rhoads got in under the
Hmm.
forget one of the side categories, but so yeah, it seems like a no brainer that Ozzy should be in then. So
Yeah,
And
pretty.
sure enough, this year, and
Yeah.
well, that should be a really interesting acceptance speech, I'm sure.
Oh boy, as they wheel his ass out. Well, hey, he's walking with a cane, so we want it to be wheeled out. So at least that's good. Okay, and then the other important one is the Musical Excellence Award. And right
Yeah,
out of the gate, they got the Margarita Man himself, Jimmy Buffett, which obviously they did honor him with his passing last year. So he had one, couple of cheeseburger in paradise and Margaritaville and all that. But other than that, he was just a great party guy. So in that case, I'd give him the award just because he promoted margaritas and hanging out on the beach. So you
yeah,
know.
I've always hated him. I've always hated him. There's no bones about that. But yeah, he's in posthumously, and he's in the musical excellence category, which just kills me. That's how Judas Priest got in, remember, and Chaka Khan, a few other people like LL Cool J. And it's just such a backdoor way to get in. It's a
Yeah.
different criteria of voting. It's more up to a smaller committee, and
Hmm.
it's just kind of like, all right, you guys trying to get this guy or this act in every year, and he never does. So we're gonna get him in this way, and it's just I don't know. I
And
guess you're
here,
still in when they go in that way. You're still in the Hall of Fame, but I don't know.
yeah,
Kind of got an
yeah.
asterisk for
And
me.
then
Kind
there's
of.
a couple more. There's a couple more. There's a Dionne Warwick, which Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Okay, whatever. Norman
I don't think
Whitfield. You looked
so.
him up. He's a writer, correct?
I'm sorry.
Norman Whitfield. Is he a writer,
Yeah, Norman
songwriter?
Whitfield. He was a guy back in Motown. He wrote a lot of the
Ah,
Motown stuff. Yeah.
okay. Hey, no problem with that at all. Then
Yeah. No, I got you.
Motown was
Or,
legendary. And then the fourth member on the Musical Excellence Award, which they should have been
is
in
it
some
musical
other
excellence or early
Musical
influence?
Excellence Award. It says here
Okay.
MC5. MC5. Boy, wow. They didn't last long. They only put out a couple albums or whatever.
Three
But
albums. Yeah.
boy, oh boy, man, they were punk big time. They were radicals, man. They were crazy. They were great. Boy, of course back in the late 60s, I started had a friend who had a brother who had Kick Out the Jams, and Abraxas and Maggot Face and a few, but Kick Out the Jams, man. I considered that thing like totally top notch, totally raw. None of this, let's go to studio and redo a bunch of tracks on this live album. You can hear all the grunge and the
Oh
crunch and
yeah.
everything and they were legendary and because that's what they did in 68. What was that there, Doc? What did they do in 68?
Hell, what we got coming up here in a couple of months, the Democratic Convention in Chicago.
Oh boy, this is going to
So
be another crazy time in Chicago.
yeah, there won't be a
I'll make the
reliving of
popcorn,
MC5,
man.
I'm sure. But yeah, the shame of it is they're all gone. The last
Yep.
one, Wayne Kramer just left us, just a few months ago. We
Brother
talked
Wayne
about it.
Kramer, yeah, yeah.
So yeah,
Fred
they're all
Sonic
gone
Smith,
now. Yeah,
Rod
they were the
Tyner.
first hard rock band. They were, the first punk, first metal, for whatever you want to call it,
Boy,
hard rock. They were the first. And the Stooges were kind of their little brother band and kind of surpassed them in a lot of ways. But or
oh yeah,
they're long time been in the Hall of Fame. But yeah, glad that they're in now and well deserved. And just wish they did it while Wayne Kramer or anybody or somebody was
doggone.
still around.
Yeah, 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 yeah. And their USA album, well, was all right, but nothing compares, especially even to the opening. The album starts out with Ramblin' Rose, and then they go into the intro to Kick Out the Jams. This intro guy,
And of course, yeah, kick out the jams,
I want to
motherfuckers. And
see
this
you
is in
see your hands.
1968. Yeah,
Yeah.
so
Oh, yeah, yeah.
yeah.
And my friend's brother had the original version. You pull it up and there's a lot of writing inside there. They sleep together, they f together, they blah blah blah. That just crazy stuff. But yeah, yeah. It's just the beginning intro to kick out the jams is just legendary. It's just a really good one. So good
Oh,
for
they're
them.
well, who was it? Was he their manager? He was involved. John Sinclair. He just recently died,
Ugh,
just like a week, last week, 2 weeks.
everybody's
Yeah,
dying now. This
I
is
know,
crazy. We'll
man.
talk about that in a little bit. And then, real quick, musical influence: Alexis Corner, John Mayall. John Mayall and the Blues,
John Mayall, the
and
Blues Breakers.
and
Yeah,
Big Mama Thornton. Big Mama Thornton. So there you go on that.
Big Mama
John
Thornton
Mayall.
did the original Hound Dog. She was the
Ah,
originator of that, so she's
John
that goes
Mayall
way
should have been
back,
in about 60 years ago, but that's
right?
another story, nonetheless. And one more, the Yamet Erdogan Award, Suzanne DePasse or whatever, DePasse.
Not familiar with her. I'm guessing some label owner maybe or something.
Executive, yeah. So
Yeah,
there you go. There's your Hall of Fame. Wow, wow, wow.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Just one surprise MC5. I was totally taken aback by that one, but well deserved. But I'm surprised they actually got their act together at one point.
Yeah, it reminds me of like I was mentioned a while back when Randy Rhodes got in. Just
Randy.
on one of those kind of categories, we're like, wow, for them to recognize him, and that was surprising at the time. And now MC5, I was surprised to hear that. Yeah, that's another thing. Before we let this go, why are they announcing this shit on American Idol?
Hey, what's up with that? I ain't gonna watch it. I'm sorry. What the hell?
What is their fan base? Where are they trying to appeal to? And I haven't watched American Idol. I mean, I'm divorced now, but back when I was married and the kids, we'd watch some. I remember back in the Clay Aiken days or whatever. But now
Oh,
in this episode, they had Gene Simmons. There he is. Gene. Who else?
what?
Gene
What?
Simmons was the what they call him, the mentor,
Oh,
and he
jeez.
mentored all the different contestants, in their performance for the night. It was a Hall of Fame theme, so they would do songs by Hall of Fame artists, and Gene would give them tips on performing and stuff. So it's just spot. Like they all get up there, and Lionel Richie and with the other guy or whatever, and they're all just, oh, that was moving, it was fabulous, amazing. It was just any superlative you care to throw out there. They just and it's like, come on, not everybody is the second coming, man. Come on,
That's
what?
why I hate Hollywood.
Oh
I
God.
just hate Hollywood
Unfortunately,
so much.
it was a half hour into the show when they made the announcement, so I didn't have to sit through the whole show, which I thought I didn't know, but
Yeah,
and
that oh, jeez.
I just don't get the connection. Why on American Idol? I guess that's their market now, that their demographic they're trying to appeal to, but I don't know, man. It just
Yeah,
seems like
but
they're losing it over at the Hall of
well,
Fame. I don't know.
I hate that kind of Hollywood schlock. They get it
To me,
on
that's
that they get it on that show on Fox where they dress up like furries or whatever and sing, and you got to guess who it is, and it's
right.
so Hollywood horrible schlock.
But to me, American Idol is the opposite of the Hall of Fame. The Hall of Fame is the elite, the pinnacle. The very American Idol is amateur hours. So it's like it's America's karaoke night, or whatever. It's the
Yeah,
total opposite. The total opposite of the Hall of Fame.
of integrity and
But
length
yeah,
and yeah,
exactly,
just
man. I mean,
wow,
I don't know.
shame for shame.
I
Well,
guess they're trying to market to a new demographic, but I don't know.
go away, damn it. Something
We
else. Here we
could go
go.
on, but we won't.
Let's move on, man. Here we go.